The surface of the ice glistened with the stars that danced throughout the universe. All the solar system was happily in a state of slumber. Well, all but one. Underneath the surface of the glistening ice, there's an abyss, and deeper into that abyss was a mystical castle. Inside of that castle, there's a god, and just like his brother Pluto, he was shunned to the outer regions of the solar system. This man is Neptune. He named the entire planet after himself. Neptune was banished because of his actions. Many of the gods and the mortals make very fatal mistakes, but he was the only one who stepped back and listened to everyone's problems, arguments, and the statements that they made. Every situation he had got himself into, he always remembered someone else's mistakes. His rival, Poseidon, on the other hand, was short-tempered and stubborn. Once he set his mind to a certain goal, or had just made it up, he was not too easily persuaded. King Neptune was always so genial, patient, and light-hearted, and he had been waiting for a very special occasion to arise for more than 1,000,000 years. This occasion was the meeting on Mount Olympus. Mount Olympus was a building that would reach the heavens and beyond. It was covered in jade, gold, and marble, and it was where all the Greek and Roman gods would gather up and talk about everything that they have noticed throughout the plethora of years. But this year, Neptune was not going for this particular reason. He was waiting for Poseidon himself to make him blow. When the day came, Poseidon showed up looking flamboyant, showing off his mystical green tail and his golden trident to every god and goddess. Neptune looked at his tail and saw it too was green. Why wasn't anyone adoring his? And his trident was so sparkling even in the dimmest of corners. So why weren't they stroking his? This made Neptune blow to just the right level, and he had a reason to blow. He was sick and tired of being treated like his brother Pluto, and he decided to confront him about this conundrum. Poseidon, god of sea, I am tired of living in your shadow and hiding in the dark. This made the room go quiet. Why had a low Roman god spoke out to the high and mighty Greek god? I, too, am a god, and I deserve to be treated like one. Multiple times I have asked you if we can at least work together, but you keep turning my offers down. Tomorrow, at sunrise, we will quarrel because I demand a duel. Poseidon, god of sea, I am tired of living in your shadow and hiding in the dark. This made the room go quiet. Why had a low Roman god spoke out to the high and mighty Greek god? I, too, am a god, and I deserve to be treated like one. Multiple times I had asked you if we can at least work together, but you keep turning my offers down. Tomorrow at sunrise, we will quarrel because I demand a duel, right here on Mount Olympus. This made the gods and goddesses chuckle. Even Zeus, the god of Almighty. They all knew that Poseidon was on a higher power level than Neptune, but their only mistake was they had underestimated his power. Neptune had spent all night training. He wasn't training his muscles, but his brain. He knew that Poseidon would never thought with his mind or his heart, but with his fist. And when he did talk, he always said something he would regret. Neptune was different from the rest of the Roman and Greek gods. He was Mystique. The next day before Neptune came back to Mount Olympus, 6 hours before Poseidon had, and once he saw his silver sparkling crown, he knew it was time to get his ears pumping. The idea sparked, the gears did indeed turn, and he said 3 words before Poseidon had finished flying up the stairs. This ends now. That was all Neptune had said. Why had he said it before it had even started? Poseidon did not want to listen. He wanted to fight, to show Neptune who was more superior, and he did. With a wave of his trident and a thrust in the air, he summoned a bolt of lightning, which was meant to strike Neptune's heart, but he dodged it 6 milliseconds before it got to him. He walked right up to Poseidon and stared deeply into his eyes. Poseidon could tell that Neptune was staring at him with odious eyes, and he also knew that Neptune would and could outthink him, which could cause a war between the Greek and the Romans. Neptune, I can see that you're mad at me, but look at yourself. You know that you're better than that. I have never seen you filled with so much hatred before. Let's make an agreement. I will ask Zeus himself if he can make us switch places for at least 2 days. Neptune had quickly thought about it, then agreed. This would give Neptune the opportunity to show the other gods what he was made of. The 2 gods stayed at Mount Olympus and had waited for Zeus to come back down from beyond the heavens. Both of them watched and made sure that the other wouldn't kill them. Finally, after hours of waiting, he came back. Well, men, what can I do for you on this glorious day? Inquired Zeus. We want to play traces for 2 days, just as he feels in one of his flippers. The deed had been done. In order to get their rightful body back, they would need to come back to Mount Olympus after the 2 days were finished, or they would have to stay in the other body forever. The god Neptune was Poseidon, and Poseidon was Neptune. Those 2 days had been full of chaos. Neptune had to defend the weak from sharks, and a mermaid had fallen in love with him for his heroic actions. And Poseidon didn't do anything to make sure the Romans got water. Now they both saw how good they had it. When the 2 days were over, they had to go back to Mount Olympus. But when Poseidon was there, Neptune didn't show, for he had feelings for the mermaid who fell in love with him. Poseidon quickly swam back to the sea and checked every inch of it, but Neptune was nowhere to be found. Poseidon was so furious, he flew off into space at phenomenal speed. He knew where he was going. He had planned on destroying Neptune's most precious planet, and when he landed, he left a prodigious blue bruise on the side of it. This is why Poseidon has made more sensible judgments, and why there's a giant blue spot on the planet we know today as Neptune.